Force Reconnaissance Marines, known widely as Force Recon, represent one of the most enduring and highly respected elite capabilities within the United States Marine Corps. Their purpose is to extend the eyes and ears of Marine commanders far beyond the reach of conventional units, enabling the Corps to understand, shape, and dominate a battlespace before the main force even arrives. They serve as the Marine Corps' premier deep reconnaissance element, often working in environments where there is little to no support, and where success depends on stealth, patience, intelligence gathering, and the ability to operate independently for extended periods. Despite the emergence of newer special operations units, Force Recon remains unique in its focus on long-range reconnaissance in service to the Marine Air Ground Task Force, upholding a legacy that stretches back more than half a century. The origins of Force Recon can be traced to the demand for advanced reconnaissance capabilities during the early Cold War. The Marine Corps recognized that traditional infantry reconnaissance was not enough to meet the growing complexity of potential amphibious operations, especially those that required a detailed understanding of landing sites, enemy dispositions, and terrain far inland. As a result, specialized teams were formed to operate beyond the forward line of troops, conducting missions that required exceptional endurance and initiative. Their role expanded significantly during the Vietnam War, where Force Recon teams often infiltrated dense, hostile jungle terrain for extended periods, observing enemy movements and calling for fire support with remarkable precision. These missions were frequently conducted under intense hardship and danger, with small teams isolated miles from any friendly units and entirely dependent on their training, communication skills, and fieldcraft to survive. Over time, Force Recon developed a reputation for quiet professionalism and versatility. While the unit's primary mission has always been deep reconnaissance, Force Recon Marines also became proficient in a range of special operations-capable tasks, including limited direct action, raids, ambushes, and capturing or seizing key positions. However, these offensive missions remain secondary to their main purpose, providing high-quality, actionable intelligence directly to Marine commanders. Unlike Special Operations Forces under SOCOM, whose mission sets often revolve around counterterrorism and international strategic objectives, Force Recon exists primarily to support Marine-centric campaigns. Their work ensures that commanders can plan amphibious landings, air assaults, and ground maneuvers with the best possible understanding of what awaits them. Becoming a Force Recon Marine requires exceptional dedication and capability. Marines typically begin their careers in the infantry or as standard reconnaissance Marines before attempting the rigorous selection process. The initial pipeline screens heavily for physical fitness, swimming proficiency, mental resilience, and the ability to learn quickly. Once selected, candidates undergo some of the most demanding training offered within the Marine Corps, including airborne qualification, combat diver training, advanced small unit tactics, long-range patrolling, surveillance techniques, and survival, evasion, resistance, and escape instruction. Many Force Recon Marines become proficient in inserting via parachute from high altitude, swimming miles underwater using closed-circuit rebreathers, and approaching target areas with minimal signature. The nature of deep reconnaissance requires not only physical toughness but an analytical mind, strong discipline, and the ability to remain calm and clear-headed in isolation. In recent years, the landscape of Marine elite units shifted with the creation of Marine Special Operations Command, MARSOC, in 2006. Many Force Recon Marines transitioned into the newly formed Marine Raider Battalions, which became part of the broader U.S. Special Operations Command. This caused some confusion outside the Corps, with many assuming that Force Recon ceased to exist. In reality, Force Recon remained an essential Marine capability. While the Raiders focus on global SOCOM missions, Force Recon stayed within the Marine Corps chain of command, dedicated to supporting the MAGTF. Their responsibilities still include long-range reconnaissance, amphibious reconnaissance, battle damage assessment, and limited direct action, missions that enable Marine expeditionary units and Marine divisions to maintain their traditional expeditionary edge. Force Recon teams usually operate in small, tightly knit groups, often consisting of only a handful of Marines. These teams must be capable of inserting by sea, air, or land depending on the mission's needs. Once inserted, their objective is almost always to remain undetected, blending into the terrain while observing enemy activity, identifying key terrain, or evaluating landing zones. They may remain hidden for days at a time, maintaining meticulous discipline and silence. Everything they do is shaped by the need to avoid unnecessary confrontation. Their value is measured in the intelligence they collect rather than the number of firefights they engage in. Nevertheless, Force Recon Marines train extensively in combat skills because deep reconnaissance missions can become extremely dangerous when teams are discovered, requiring them to fight their way out or evade enemy forces over long distances. The modern role of Force Recon extends beyond simply observing an enemy from a hidden position. They are often involved in special insertion reconnaissance, terminal guidance of airstrikes and artillery, hydrographic surveys of beaches for amphibious assaults, and advanced coordination of marine aviation. Their skill set allows Marine commanders to plan operations with unparalleled situational awareness, reducing risk to the main force and increasing the likelihood of mission success. This ability to turn raw observation into decisive battlefield advantage is what has kept Force Recon relevant even as technology evolves and drones become more common. Human judgment, subtle observation, and the ability to make sense of complex terrain remain irreplaceable traits embodied by Force Recon Marines. Today, Force Recon remains one of the quietest yet most respected elements of Marine Corps combat power. Their work rarely makes headlines, and much of what they accomplish is known only to the Marines they serve. However, within military circles, they are regarded as consummate professionals who combine traditional reconnaissance skill with special operations-level training. Whether parachuting into remote environments, swimming onto hostile shores, gathering intelligence in rugged terrain, or guiding aircraft onto high-priority targets, Force Recon Marines ensure that the Marine Corps retains its long-standing identity as a capable, flexible, and expeditionary fighting force.